Hello viewers, and welcome to my first look at the PC version of F1 2015, and first impressions are not good. As we pull away from the line, trying the different viewpoints, I just felt it was too far back from the front of the car. Frame rate was about 30 frames per second. That's very poor performance. Entering turn 1 at Hungary, see very clean curves, very clean circuit. Gradients didn't quite feel the same. We've got a wheel disappearing on the car in front there. That's not good. And of course then the AI occasionally, I found on this particular circuit, they were going fast, then not going fast. They were a little bit unpredictable. So you thought you had the speed to overtake and then you don't. But going up to the top of the hill, and I have a bit of an incident here. This is an unusual one. There we go. It's probably what it feels like to be past the Maldonado some of the time. And yeah, that wasn't good for me. So not a great start. The start screen was splashed across all three monitors, or squashed, shall I say. Now I'm a long way down, and I was just running this video as a test run at first. I wasn't actually going to show this video, but it was just such a poor first impression. So what have we looked at then? Well, the start screen isn't good. You go into the game, you have a poor frame rate, but what you're not seeing here is the blur when I'm turning. So every time I turn the car, there is a blur across the scenery, and it's making it, well, it's making it very difficult to drive. As some of the details pop into view there. And overall it just didn't feel very good. I was tippy-toeing round in the car, I wasn't feeling comfortable in the car. Blur, poor frame rate, shocking. This is the worst running Codemasters game I've ever played on the PC. If there's one thing I've always talked about on Codemasters titles, it's they run really well and they have a great frame rate. And I was expecting this year's one to really blow me away, because F1 2014 looked good on the PC. It didn't handle quite the way I'd like, you know, but it looked pretty good. I didn't play it for too long, because I found that, you know, some of the tyre wear was excessive against the AI. Made it very difficult to drive. And so here, because there's still no field of view, option change, I'm just driving it from this T-cam view. I'm driving from the back seat, as it were. It just doesn't feel very comfortable for me on this game. And I'm not one with the handling at the moment, because I'm not really liking it. The more I drive it, the more I'm expecting to get more from it, the more it's forcing me to drive a certain way. And I know we talked about needing to be aggressive, but that's not always the case. You shouldn't need to be aggressive to be quick. And there, you know, the car's just losing it and finding that sort of unpredictable. There's a lot of times where it wants you to do opposite lock to keep on a straight line, and I think to myself, no, that's simply not my driving style. You shouldn't always need to do that, and that shouldn't always be what you need to do exiting every corner. You should be able to be progressive. You should be able to lean on the tyres. You should be able to control acceleration out of corners, and I'm not able to do that as I'd like. I just feel the rear wheels are constantly spinning up. In many ways it's harder to drive than the Lotus 98T. I mean, that had wheels that span around, but you felt you understood the car, you understood what it was doing. Here I'm just feeling like it's always getting away from me, and the car's spinning out at moments which the real cars just don't seem to be spinning out. You know, I seem to be lacking grip in a lot of corners, struggling to get on the power all the time, not able to lean on the tyres. Yeah, first impressions are very poor indeed. You know, it's not something I felt like I would want to play again. And so where I'm struggling really is, obviously I don't know the gears. This is my first time playing on this circuit with this car. The circuit itself looks very bland again, no tyre marks. If you look at the real circuit, there's lots of wear and tear. There's lots of wear and tear on the curbs. The circuit's very green. Usually it's a bit more yellow. It's never normally this green at the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it just doesn't have the life of the circuit. You can see the boards popping into view there as well. That's another little unfinished thing. And you know, for us, you know, we saw the PC version first, or I'd say we saw Singapore, that was all we saw, and it ran beautifully a few months ago. And now we see, obviously the PC version wasn't shown to us in the previews, only the PS4 version, of course Xbox to everybody at E3, and now I finally played the PC version a couple of weeks after launch, and it's hugely disappointing. I can almost see why the PC version wasn't shown. As we take a look at the nice glitchy end of race screen. Look at that. Lovely. So time for a restart. We can't have that. We'd like to have a proper race. And we'll see how we get on. So struggling to get away from the line, taken out. This is a regular occurrence for me with all the assists off on this game. You've got basically two options. Accelerate slowly from the line, or put your foot down and quickly go through the gears. But in terms of consistently getting away and understanding what your car's doing, I have none. I have no feeling for the car at all. So restarting again, of course going into turn 1 on the outside, and again just getting a little knock from one of the other cars, but that's okay. We're just going to carry. No, we're not. We're going to restart and we're going to try again. Just try and do this cleanly. Ordinarily, you see, I'd like to at least put in a clean race. But you see the wheel glitching on the car in front. The wheel also glitches when you run a benchmark test as well. The actual game just glitches all the way around, and you just wonder why it's released in this state when the basic game doesn't even work properly. Going around on the inside then. So on the power, I'm trying to make it clean. I'm thinking to myself, come on Alan, put in one clean race. A representative look at F1. I'm struggling with the handling. The car's just all over the place for me. There is a lot of wheel lag as well, you'll notice, in terms of input lag. It's pretty bad. And that's really not helping as I get taken out by the AI again. Let's have another restart, I think. Okay, so restarting again. This time it's going to work. This time we're ready. This is it now. Trying to put my foot down best I can. Shifting early this time. Car's still moving about a lot, but the only way to consistently get the car off the line is to do the quick shifting technique, and then I get taken out again, but that's alright. And again, but that doesn't matter. We're okay. We're just going to continue, because otherwise we'll be here all day. I just want to complete a race and see how we get on. So straight away the problem there with the AI is that I'm going so slowly that I just can't keep any position. Of course they're all flying past me. So now just trying to keep it together, and just one of my little issues with the AI, just the way they slow down occasionally on acceleration zones. You see, if you're behind someone and they get on the power, like I felt a lot quicker than Perez there, but then he suddenly started going a lot quicker than me. Just speed from nowhere. So I just found that very difficult, and then of course the inevitable touch there. At least I made the apex, but I'm able to get it round quickly, and then another little knock there. We've got the wheels spinning. Let's get it around. Continue with our race. Bit of a Lewis day, really, has to be said. Not the best day, but suffice to say, by now I wasn't enjoying the feeling. Wasn't enjoying anything about the game. You know, it just needed to be improved. If we'd been shown this as a preview event, it wouldn't have been very favourable. It's just very disappointing. You know, I'm happy to restart games. If I have a bad start and I smash into some AI, I'm happy to restart that game. But when I feel that start after start, it's the core gameplay that's causing the problem, which it is for me there, then that's not good enough. And this whole spinning wheels thing off the line thing really doesn't feel very comfortable. This whole opposite lock into every corner isn't great. But that's it for this video. We're going to come up to this final corner. My car's going to spin out yet again, and I think to myself, no, I shouldn't need to do opposite lock there again. That's not really how I want to drive. And that's it for this video. So not all that fun on the PC version of F1 2015. I'm going to go back to the PS4 version because I can, and there'll be more from me very soon.